The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
Y'all all stupid. For real.
Crazy ass video the world is talking about inside of a Philly Wawa store. Police are looking for about, get this, 100 teens. They're accused of vandalizing while rushing the store and stealing whatever they got their hands on. Some of them believed to be as young as 10 years old. That jaw-dropping video has been making the rounds online, social media. People are wondering how these kids in Philly got caught up in this kind of crime. But as usual, something interesting happened on the way when the mainly black kids were called animals by one of our guests. Let's get our discussion going tonight. So, Jack, when you see those videos, are you asking yourself, where are their damn parents? Where is the home training? Why are you behaving like this?
First question I asked was, why was the young lady up on that shelf twerking? But, honestly, I think that we gave people permission to do this in 2020 when there was so much looting and so much protesting and police precincts being taken over and nothing was done about it. And until we have people held accountable and until we have people take on responsibility of raising people the right way, this isn't going to stop. This isn't going to be just a one-time thing. This is going to continue going on and on and on.
Arnetta, you're an educator here in Texas. Your thoughts about seeing these students run wild through that store, stealing products. Your thoughts on that?
It's definitely unacceptable. It was wrong. And I don't think it has something to do with what happened with protesting. It's just these kids are doing what they want to do. I was at a store the other day and the lady saw me and she said, "You're a teacher, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Hey, some of your kids are coming in here doing things that are, stealing and all of that." So we talk to our students to say, hey, you got to stop that. Guys, these kids are a different breed. It's a bunch of factors that need to stop. These kids are just doing what they want. There's no consequences at home. There's no consequences nowhere. So that's what we got to focus on. We got to redirect them.
So do you see it, Arnetta, as a parenting problem? If you said there is no direction at home, no focus at home?
I said in directing, I think there are parents that are doing what they're supposed to do, but these kids do what they want to do when they're away from their parents. So we got to have some consequences for these kids when they are away from their parents. So again, I believe some parents are teaching the kids what's right to do. But unfortunately, when kids get with their friends, their peer pressure, they want to fit in and they do whatever the hell they want to do.
Is it the herd mentality that we're looking at there, Karen? And because of social media, kids will do wild things just to get attention. Now, many of them cross the damn line here, though. It's not just getting attention. This is committing a crime.
Absolutely. I mean, the 5-finger discount is no longer a thing. They're just coming in by the masses. And we know that like property crimes over the last few years have definitely surged dramatically and people are committing more blatant crimes. I don't think that social media is to blame for the trend setting, but it is definitely where they're getting their clout. They're getting this, recognition of being bad and acting boldly, and so that's also giving them some form of validity which tells other teens that are watching this is okay. And so it is kind of creating that spread of just negative negative news, negative media, negative trends, etc.
So Jack, what they're doing now is showing close-ups, tight shots of all of the video surveillance, the police department in Philadelphia, hoping to identify many of these juveniles who took part in this grab and run at this store in Philadelphia. Should they face criminal charges? Should they, face prosecution as much as a juvenile could be prosecuted? Should they go after these young people?
Absolutely. There is no way these people thought what they were doing was right. If you know right from wrong, you should have to stand up for the things that you've done. You should be held accountable. And if you're not being held accountable, there's never going to be any fear of retribution. And these people are going to continue to act like animals.
Well, let me say this. It's not about these people. First of all, they're kids. Hell, we saw some people, grown folks, acting like animals at insurrection.
Hey, guys, let's actually talk Frank here on the factor. That kind of gave me a chill when you said that, Jack, because you're looking at a bunch of Black kids. And so when you say that, that sends, I guess, a double message to those. And then you have many news agencies saying looting, which it is, but it just gives Black people who are watching the chills. Wouldn't you agree, Arnetta?
Yeah, this is my thing. They are wrong. Bottom line, they were wrong and they should suffer consequences. But hell, they saw some grown folks January 6th climbing the damn Capitol, and they were adults. And we used to have a hard time getting those people, viewed or arresting those people. So again, the bottom line, those grown folks in the insurrection was wrong. These kids are wrong. They should suffer consequences. I believe that. And I'm being honest, but you can't, what example do they have? That's my point. What's the example?
And Jack, let's go back to you so you can, say what you want to say in reference to what Arnetta and I said about the statement you made.
Well, first of all, it doesn't matter whether they're white, Black, brown, or indifferent. They were acting like idiots.
I think it does matter, Jack, when you're looking at a bunch of Black kids on TV running out of store.
Show me a video of a bunch of white kids.
You get terms like thug, animals, and it gets a whole lot worse.
I don't care if they're white, Black, or indifferent. If this was a video of a bunch of white kids, they would be acting like animals to me. I don't care. The color of their skin does not matter. It's the behavior that matters. It's the lack of accountability that matters. It's the fact that they went in there and terrorized a store. And you know what? I don't know what color the employees were that were working there, but I guarantee you they had fear. They were probably concerned about their safety. And when you start acting that way, you're acting like animals. I don't care what color you are, and I don't care where you're from.
But Karen, I want you to have that same.
Really quick, let's hear from Karen. Arnetta, give me 1 second. Go ahead. And also, this is what you get in a conversation, a divided conversation where this is worse than that when you bring up terms like animal and thug. But go ahead, Karen.
I'm actually, just thinking about this rowdy group has prompted so much chaos already. And I don't know that we can just, you're right. It was dozens of youth. They all need to be held accountable. I don't know if we can place blame on pull the race card on this. I think just people are just rampaging, just acting out wildly. And there's just so many ends of it. And there should be consequences. And there were consequences for those people who were on camera on January 6th. And this could...
in all of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
In all of 2020. And 2020 wasn't just one race. It was all races. People acting out and not being held accountable. There were more people held accountable for the January 6th resurrection, right or wrong. There were more people held accountable, more people going to jail than anybody in the summer of 2020. So the fact that I said what I said it about the folks in the summer of 2020. I said it about the folks in January 6th, and I'll say it about the people in this video. They were acting like animals. I don't care who they are.
Arnetta?
Well, you know what? I appreciate that. If bottom line, everybody was wrong. The insurrectionists were wrong. These kids are wrong. And the bottom line is that they got to suffer consequences. That's all. All I say, the same energy you have about the insurrectionists, have about these children. This is my thing. The other ones, they were grown as adults. These are kids. I'm not excusing it, but they're youth. And youth screw up. You remember when you screwed up? We all were youth. I didn't do that, but I did some stuff. So we got to be careful and just, I'm not saying they need to suffer the consequences, but let's be real. Those that did the insurrection, all of them have not paid the price yet. They're still
Not
looking
all
for
of them.
some. But I'm
Not
not.
all of them. A higher
Yeah.
percentage of them did than the folks of the 2020 raids, where they were taking over police precincts, killing people, raping, pillaging. Those people, you don't hear about any of them being charged with anything. In fact, you had mayors and governors saying they weren't going to charge them for anything. In fact, they told them, police, back up, let them have these police precincts and let them take over and let them do what they want. Is that
I've
right?
never heard of that. I've never heard of that. I never heard
Oh,
of
you have?
nobody-
I can find it for you if you want me to.
Okay. I know it wasn't in Texas. I know
I can
that.
sure find it for you.
But it wasn't in Texas. I know that.
Thank
No,
you.
it wasn't in
Thank you
Texas,
guys
thank
for-
God, because if that happened in Texas, that'd have been
Don't
out of
Don't
Thank
get
you.
Jack started with his tonight. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Good seeing you all.